Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Makeda Daniels, and today I wanted to share my books from Game of Thrones with you. I read the books about 5 years ago. 2012 I started reading the books after I saw the first season, and I got introduced to the Game of Thrones by my son. My son is a big fan. He likes stories, fantasy stories. He likes stories that takes place in medieval as sword fights. He is really into that. So he introduced me to Game of Thrones, and from the first season I really loved it, and I immediately bought the books. I am going to show you what I have. Now, the reading experience for me was exhausting. It was raw, and but it was also incredible. Exhausting because you go through so much details, you get lost sometimes, but the story and the characters just pull you back, and you will continue reading because it's just that good and intriguing. The series is named Song of Ice and Fire, and then every book has a title. The first book is A Game of Thrones. In this first book, the most important houses are introduced: the Lannisters, the Starks, Daenerys Targaryen, who lives in exile, who is to be the rightful heir of the throne. The nice thing, the books are very detailed, so you will get a map about Westeros and where every kingdom is, and then at the end of the books you get more details about the houses, like for example, House Tolling, that is the house of Catelyn Stark, and so on. And then the second book is Clash of Kings. This book is mainly about the King of the North, Robb Stark, the Lannisters, and Baratheon. That's why the title, A Clash of Kings. And then the third part of the series the third book is A Storm of Swords, and then it's a Storm of Swords, but then the first part is named Steel and Snow. The second part of the third book is titled Blood and Gold, and in this book the famous Red Wedding takes place. Now the part is where the Red Wedding takes place is written in Catelyn's perspective, and as I can recall, it is in Dutch. It starts from page 109. Starts from page 109 till I think 148. So this part is where the Red Wedding takes place. Now in that part, Catelyn is lecturing Robb on how to behave because Sir Walder Frey has a sharp tongue. She tells him that he should accept anything that they offer, like food, wine, water, anything at all, because when share bread and salt with them, they are protected by the rules of hospitality. But Robb was not really bothered by all that, and he tells his mother that he will do anything to keep Walder Frey happy. So now Sir Walder Frey is just as cunning in the book as in the TV series. He is pretty funny when he introduces his daughters and granddaughters and so on. The Red Wedding scene the difference between the books and the series is Rob's wife was not killed at the wedding because Queen Jean, she did not attend the wedding. In the series, Catelyn takes Walder Frey's wife hostage, but in the book, it is his grandson who has a kind of a disability, so Walder Frey wasn't giving, he didn't care. The person who kills Robb is not Ross Bolton, but a unknown man who was dressed in armor and a light pink coat. And he says the famous words, "The Lannisters send their regards." So that's a bit different. Not a bit, but quite different in the series. And then we have the fourth book. The fourth book is A Feast for Crows. Here we get to know more about the Martells, the Greyjoys, Brienne, and Tommen who becomes king. This book was pretty detailed. It took me a while to finish it, but overall I did enjoy it. Now that's the difference between the series and the books. If you are someone who don't have the patience for details, I don't know if you will enjoy the books, because the books are so detailed. You get every character that George R. Martin thinks it's important, and sometimes not even that important. He will really go into details, also details about nature and stuff like that. So if you are not someone who likes details, it's going to take a while to finish the book. Now the fifth book, I am rereading the fifth book because it's been years ago since I've read the book, and sometimes you forget you forget some things. So I am rereading this. So I'm taking my time reading it because I've already read it. And then I bought this one, the first book, A Game of Thrones, and this is an illustrated version. Let's put it down. As you can see, another recommendation is the audiobook read by Roy Dotrice. It's very funny because he has all these different voices and it's pretty funny, so listen to it and enjoy. Here we have Daenerys and Khal Drogo. Now some of the illustrations are a bit different than what I have in my head. Like the characters, they are kind of different, but I guess that's for everybody. When you read about a character, you make a kind of a picture in your mind. That's how the person looks like. And when I see these drawings, these illustrated version, I'm like, oh, that doesn't match my character, or the character that I had in mind. And then I've also got this one. This is also a illustrated version, but then this one is from the beginning, how the Seven Kingdoms came to be, the beginning of the Seven Kingdoms. You get to see a giant and the children. really like this one because this one gives you the backstory about the beginning, about the giants, the children, the first people, the Targaryens, how they became the rulers of the Seven Kingdoms. And I think George R. R. Martin is a genius, a man with a brilliant mind, creating such an epic fantasy series. Just phenomenal. And yeah, the book or the series, I think you should just enjoy both of them because I think that the series is just as enjoyable as the books. You should just enjoy both for what they are. Do not compare one to the other, because then you will get frustrated, because sometimes characters who are just killed off in the book, they get more airtime in the TV series, and characters that are not important in the book, they become just huge in the TV series. So if you are going to compare the two of them, you are really going to get frustrated. So just enjoy both of them for what they are. So guys, this was my Game of Thrones uh, book series, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you haven't read the books yet, just pick them up because they are really good. And yeah, the series, there's no need to say anything about the series because we all know that the series are so good. There's no doubt about that, and you can tell by the millions of fans that Game of Thrones has. I hope you enjoyed my video. Take care of yourself and see you next time. Bye bye.